All right, it is that time of year again. Time to rank my top 10 least favorite films of 2025. Granted, this year I saw a lot of movies. I saw 65 movies this year, but I also still skipped quite a bit because I just didn't want to see all of them. So there's a lot of Netflix movies that aren't on here because I don't really watch Netflix movies anymore. So something like The Electric State is not on this list because I haven't fucking seen it. So yeah. And with this list, remember this is just my list. This is just my opinion of what my top 10 least favorite of the year are. Love to know what yours are. So let's go ahead and get this list started. At number 10 is Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Now, look, this movie isn't on the list because it's necessarily like horrible. No, it's bad, but it's funny because as a person who grew up with Five Nights at Freddy's in their lives and definitely played the first three games, yeah, it's kind of funny to watch this movie because you get to see all the things that I knew from the games growing up. Does that mean this movie's great? No, not at all. It's actually pretty bad. Horribly paced, has horrible acting for the most part in it. Josh Hutcherson's innocent, but man, they need to stop with these movies of putting these animatronics in such bright lighting because it just looks goofy as shit. It looks terrible. But there is parts about this movie I like genuinely like. Like the opening scene. While it's stupid, I think it's pretty good. And there's some little moments throughout the film that could be cool, but they're not because every time they're about to kill somebody in this movie, it ends up cutting away or it ends up going to something else or it gets distracted so the person actually doesn't die. And don't get me, the ending of this movie just feels like the like the studio just told the writers to stop. Like the writers were going to be like, okay, we're going to have this really cool climactic ending, and the studio was like, nope, save it for the third movie. Cool. This movie made a bajillion dollars at the box office. I can't even be too upset with that. Actually, I can because this movie's not very good. But yeah, I won't be lying. I will be there opening day for Five Nights at Freddy's 3 because childhood nostalgia. Number nine is the Wolfman remake, and I didn't really hate this movie when I first saw it. I thought it was a really interesting take on the Wolfman. The more and more I've thought about it, though, it's not very good. It's a really bad movie. The Wolfman design, and this is not really a Wolfman design. It's more just a guy gets infected and ends up looking more like Gollum than he would a Wolfman, and that's kind of going against the title. The family in here, they make the stupidest choices in the world. Oh my god! And the movie tries to be like, because it's from the director of The Invisible Man, so it wants to be a little more artsy. It wants to be a little bit more. It wants to have something to say. It doesn't have anything to say, really. It's just kind of a standard run, like, monster movie where the dad becomes the monster, and then, oh no, we gotta kill the dad. Okay, cool. Where's my Wolfman? No, he doesn't look like the Wolfman. His name's not even Larry Talbot. It's just a guy. It's just a random dad in the suburbs who, I don't know. The movie's just not very good. It's just a very boring, very stupid, and there's some fun parts. I mean, they have a good scenes where when he's turning into this wolf, the English and the dialogue from his wife and his daughter gets kind of muffled because he's becoming an animal. So that's cool. I just wish he looked more like a wolf and less like Gollum. Coming in at number 8 is Happy Gilmore 2. Look, I really didn't want to put this movie on the list. And it's the only movie that I watched from Netflix this year that is on this list. It's bad. It's horrible. I love the original Happy Gilmore. I think it's a great movie. I think it's really funny. This one I sat down, I was like, look, I am hoping for the best. I really hope this is good. I hope this is a really good time. The more and more this movie went on, I was like, okay, okay. Oh, they made that choice. Okay, cool. What? Oh no, he's an alcoholic now. Oh, so you kind of sort of just took away what makes Happy Gilmore fun, which is he's an angry golf player. That's what makes that movie funny and hilarious. And they tried here, they really do, but it just comes across more as sad. It comes more across as a man in the middle in his midlife crisis. And then the ending of the movie, where it's trying to be like, oh, look at how cool this is. Like they try to make the golf tournament. It's not even golf anymore. It's just like a digitized golf at the end of the movie. It doesn't even feel real. It doesn't even feel like you have to have any kind of like maneuvers or anything. And the movie has so many fucking cameos. It is so distracting. Like it is ridiculous how many cameos this movie has. Look, I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. Wasn't a good sequel. Goes down in the same bin I would put something like a Zoolander 2 into as just a not very good sequel. I mean, what can I even say about the Smurfs 2025? It's a movie. It's a movie that I watched. I waited till streaming because I'm not stupid, so I didn't see it in theaters. Dude, this movie's not good. It's boring through most of it, and that's the thing. The Smurfs could be cool. The closest they've gone to the Smurfs being cool is the Smurfs: The Lost Village, which came out in 2017, and I think that movie's actually kind of fun. This one, it's a musical, and Rihanna is Smurfette, and that's all the advertisement could ever say about this movie. So it was always like, oh, well, that's their gimmick. But the movie is so much worse than that. They don't even use Gargamel in this movie. They go to the real world for a little bit. The Smurfs' home world in the Lost Village and in the cartoon, I'm like, oh, that's such a cool little fantasy world. Here it's, oh, so we're just trolls, but worse now. And I like trolls. But this is worse than Trolls. It tries to be Trolls. It's not Trolls. It's horrible. And the message at the end is horrible and it tries to say something, but it can't because it's too busy being okay. Let's get a little message out there for the kids. Okay, now have Rihanna do a dance scene and everybody's gonna dance like they're breaking their fucking ankle. It's bad. It's not. Can I be completely honest with you guys about Ella McKay? A couple of days ago, me and my girl wanted to go see a movie, and she saw the advertisement. This, she was like, "Oh, that could be really good. Let's go watch it." And so we went to go see it. I knew about the 23% on Rotten Tomatoes. I knew it wasn't good, but I went to go watch this movie. I gave it a fair shake, and it's on this list because I saw enough of it to where I can put it on the list. We watched about an hour of this movie, about an hour, hour and 10 minutes, about an hour 43 minute long movie, and we looked at each other. And she was like, "I want to go," and I'm like, "Give it 2 minutes. Let's see if this gets better." I couldn't even get to 2 minutes. I'm like, nope, this sucks. Let's go. And so this is the only movie in my entire life that I have went to see in a theater that I walked out of. It is that bad. It is boring, annoying. It is so awkward. It tries to be relatable. It really does, but it cannot be relatable when it's dealing with these characters whose dialogue is trying to be so intellectual that you don't feel like they're people. You feel like they're spokespeople for the writer. And this is based on a real person, as far as I know. It's just not good. Every character in this movie gets villainized. It's so ridiculous how they do that here. And our main lead, she bites her lip more than Kristen Stewart does in Twilight. It's not good. It's a really bad movie. Jamie Lee Curtis and Woody Harrelson are good in it. But yeah. Will I ever watch the last 30 minutes of Ella McKay? Probably not. Hurry up tomorrow. I can't even say this title without laughing. Yeah, this is the Weeknd's directorial debut. It's about Jenna Ortega being a crazy fan and keeping the Weeknd in her fucking hotel room, and he trips balls. That's the entire movie. The movie looks good. I'll say that about it. There's some good looking scenes, but the plot makes no sense at all. Oh my God. I love The Weeknd's music. I really do. I think he's a great artist. Director? Actor? Not so much. Jenna Ortega's pretty decent in this though. I mean, she tries her best to save this really bad script, and I have no clue how this movie even got made. I really don't. It's baffling that this is a real movie. Some of the acting here is on the same level as Tommy Wiseau in The Room. I'm being completely dead ass with you right now. That's exactly what this movie does. It's horrible. It's a horrible movie that looks pretty. Pretty little disaster. Oh God. And it tries to say something in this movie, but it just can't. It just can't do it. Look, I am a massive Star Trek fan. I didn't watch Star Trek Section 31, which is the Paramount exclusive Star Trek movie, until like a week after, not a week, more like let's say 9 months after the movie came out. Which is crazy for me. But I watched the movie, and yeah, this is exactly what I would expect. It is streaming garbage. There are some good shots in this movie. Michelle Yeoh, I love her as an actress. I don't know what she's doing here. It's horrible. The movie tries so hard to be Guardians of the Galaxy, but Star Trek, but it just cannot do it for the life of it. And its plot is so thin, and its villains are so cookie cutter. It is just it. Even the worst Star Trek movies are leagues better than this. This just feels like it would have been like a straight to Netflix Star Trek film, and it went straight to Paramount Plus with as a spinoff of a character that I'll even hardly remember from the show she originates from. It's about a plot that, yeah, we've heard of in Star Trek before, but it's not good. Doesn't tell it very well. Next up on the list is a movie that just honestly pissed me off when I saw it, and that's The Woman in the Yard. I say it like that because it is the stupidest title. This movie tries to be about grief, it tries to be about trauma and depression, and it is neither of those things. It is what Blumhouse thinks is those things, and I don't know why Blumhouse has been on that kick lately with making these movies that are like trying to be about that when they don't know what they're talking about. This movie is a character who's a horrible mother who treats her kids like garbage, even though, yes, she's in a wheelchair, yes, she's depressed, she still treats her kids like garbage. And the plot is horrible. The movie's not scary. The movie's not creepy. The movie's not any of these things that it wants to be. It's more of a drama than anything else, but the drama doesn't really work here. And then it tries to be scary at the end and tries to subvert your expectations at the end. Ends up being the stupidest fucking ending I've seen all year. Yeah, this movie's bad. It's a horrible film. Hated it ever since I saw it. Just, I don't recommend. Number two is The War of the Worlds. This movie is, yeah, there's been plenty of these movies before. You have the Tom Cruise one, you have, of course, the original, you have the novel. But this movie is about Ice Cube. And it was supposed to come out during the pandemic. And it's about him on his computer throughout the entire film. And he is watching the world die, and he has to try and save his daughter and his son and the military and the world. And how does Ice Cube do this? He has a flash drive, guys. Now, look, this movie, yeah, it's bad, it's horrible, but look, it's fun. It's a funny watch. It is hilarious, actually, how bad this movie is. This would have came out in the pandemic, like it was originally supposed to. People would probably have thought this was fun, and I still think it's fun in parts. It's bad though. It is really, really bad. And Ice Cube, I love him to death. You gotta get better choosing your movie roles, bro. Because there's so much Amazon sponsoring throughout this movie. It is ridiculous. This movie's terrible, but I low key kind of have fun with it. And number one is a movie that just pisses me off. That's the worst thing you can do for me as a movie. Is either be horrible, is either be boring, or just make me mad. This movie made me mad. Megan 2.0. Look, this movie should have been great. Actually, I feel like this movie should have been amazing. Because, look, it is taking the killer doll from the original Megan movie and, like, look, we're gonna make her Arnold from Terminator 2. We're gonna do all these cool things. None of it works. Not a single of it works in this movie. All of it is teetering on hilariously stupid, but then it does some shit that just pisses me off. It takes what the first movie was, which was a fun little killer doll movie, and makes it into a Marvel movie. Not even a fun little rated R action movie. It is a Marvel movie. That is what this is. If they said Megan was a Marvel character, I wouldn't be surprised. That's what this is. It is horrible. The acting here is horrible. The direction's here horrible. And this movie that's trying to be an action movie, the action here sucks. The villain here sucks. Everything about this movie's bad. It looks like a TV show. And yeah, of course Blumhouse is surprised that this movie flopped. It tried way too hard to appeal to the people who really enjoyed that first movie because Megan was like a icon. But now it feels like she's a 40-year-old washed up icon who is trying to appeal to the young kids and can't do it because it's horrible. And it's only her second movie and they already canceled the franchise. So yeah, Megan 2.0. It's bad. And those were my top 10 worst films of 2025. I know it isn't a perfect list. Yeah, I skipped some really bad Netflix originals. Yeah, I know I haven't seen every movie of the year, but those were my least favorite, at least the ones that either bored me, made me laugh with how bad it was, or was just made me angry. So yeah, tell me in the comments below who you guys would rank your top 10 worst films of 2025, and I will see you next time for my top 10 best films of 2025. Take care.